Andrew McCart, iFLTV, delighted to be joined by the big man himself, Nick Campbell. Nick, first and foremost, before we get down to the nitty gritty, how's things, mate?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. Just over in Jersey. I'm in my mate's gym just now, so aye, still on our way for boxing. All life is good. Just keeping busy, doing a bit of coaching now, and yeah, keeping fit, keeping healthy.
That's the main thing, mate. As long as you're keeping fit and keeping healthy, that is the main thing. Now, so we just get down to the nitty gritty. So we just go straight into it.
Let's do. We don't have much time now. They've not left us much time to really digest this,
No,
have
they
they?
haven't, man. Big Mark Bakole, 2 days' notice, taking on Joseph Parker. For me, both of them deserve credit. I mean, a lot of fighters in this game talk the talk, but not many walk that walk. Mark Bakole and Joseph Parker walk that walk. Now, you've shared tens, if not hundreds of rounds with both Mark Bakole and Joseph Parker. You've been in camp with both fighters. You're probably one of a handful of people that know both fighters very well. So, talk to me.
Yeah.
What's your initial thoughts on all this?
Yeah, I suppose once I've had a bit of time to digest it, realistically, except for the Dubois Parker fight, this was the only really other guy that logically deserved to be involved in the fight. It's the greatest card ever put on. Agit Kabayel and Jili Zhang are locked in to fight one another. So outside of those two guys and Joe Dubois, Martin's the only other guy that can really step in and fill the void. I
Hmm.
had heard another couple of names banded round, all great fighters, but none of them top five in the world, in my opinion. Martin and Joe, I think, outside of Usyk, are the two best heavyweights in the division. I think Joe would have beat Dubois, and yeah, they were always going to have to fight sometime anyway. Realistically, Martin was going to win his fight in May against the Jagban. He was going to be the IBF mandatory anyway. So it's just a funny circumstance for it all to come to fruition. But listen, fortune favours the brave. Cometh the man, cometh the hour, and or cometh the hour, cometh the man, and I think yeah. But Martin fancies himself, Joe fancies himself. It's a hell of a fight.
Yeah, but like I said to you there, man, many fighters talk the talk, but not many walk the walk. It seems that these two, it's like have gloves, have a gum shield, we'll fight anytime, anywhere. And that's what we need in boxing. And we're both old enough, Nick, to remember 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago when we were talking about Joshua fighting Wilder and the contracts. It was like they were in talks and nothing ever came to fruition. I mean, have you ever seen a fight of this sort of magnitude, of card of this magnitude, where a fighter's got ill, and then probably 2 to 3 hours later, boom, contracts, everything's all done. Fighters are on a plane, top five contender, boom, it's done. I mean, that's unheard
No.
of in boxing 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, but we're getting it now.
Yeah, listen, I think the money aspect of things probably helps with
Oh, hi. Oh, hi.
that. I think when realistically, I genuinely don't know any of the financial stuff behind it. So, but if it was me looking for the outside in, I'd imagine that, Joe would be getting a little bit extra for taking Martin on 48 hours notice. Martin's probably getting a bumper pay package to take the fight as well. So, yeah, it's the best fighting the best. Martin's been crying out for an opportunity. Both men have said they'll fight anyone, anytime, any place, and yeah, they're both living up to their reputation. Both of them taking the fight, so you've got to give them respect.
Definitely. Now, like I said, you've shed many rounds with both fighters. And you know yourself, Nick, a 10-week camp is a lot different than a 2 day camp.
Hmm.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
listen.
So we know that Joe's been in 10 week, he's primed, he's ready, he's been locked in for a fight. Martin wasn't fighting until May.
Yeah,
It's a win-win for Martin, I'd say. But can the big man do it? Can Martin do it? Is he that type of fighter? Do you believe that he can just take over in the gym, do this, that, maybe little bits and pieces here and there, and then do you think he can jump on a plane and stop somebody or beat somebody like Joseph Parker?
yeah. Listen, I'd say if I'm not going to give you a prediction because I'm very close to
Mm.
both camps. Obviously, Joe's a real good friend of mine. Martin's a friend of mine, so I'm not going to give you a prediction. But what I will say is it's 60-40 in Joe's favour. Given the fact that you've just, alluded to, Joe's had the last 12 months preparing for this fight on February 22nd. Martin was in the Congo until 24 hours ago, I think. So he's not really had the right preparation for a fight of this magnitude. However, Billy really backs him. Martin
Mm-hmm.
backs himself. I think
Nope. He throws it.
for I think that if Joe can navigate the first 6 rounds, he gives himself a great chance getting the job done in a wide points decision. And that's how I see it. I think the first 6 rounds are very dangerous. That's when Martin's going to be, firing on all cylinders. But once it goes past 6, the weight that he's carrying and the fitness side of things are really going to come into the fight. And I think that it'll start to play into Joe's hands the longer it goes.
Yeah, I think obviously we know that Martin can carry the weight well. We know he's a big man, and he's for the size of him, he is a fit man no matter what time he comes into camp. But do you feel for Martin and Joe, for Martin, he should make it a 4-6 round fight and go for broke, and then for Joseph Parker, it's more like take him into them later rounds to get the fight done. Is that how you see this fight going?
100%. Listen, I think Martin's very, very dangerous for 6 rounds. The way that he keeps himself fit, he trains all the time. So most of these guys would back themselves to go in and fight a 6 rounder,
Mm.
on 24 hours notice. And I definitely know how confident Billy and Martin are in Martin's capabilities. So I think, yeah, that if you ask Billy, he'd say he could go for 15 rounds. Do you know what I mean? And fight, I don't know whoever, but I think 6 rounds. Martin's very dangerous. Joe needs to be very wary in the first 6. After it goes past 6, I can see fitness becoming a massive part of the fight. And like I say, I would be leaning towards Joe 60-40, given the fact that he's had such a good camp, such good prep. He's in the shape of his life. And the transformation he's made in the last 2 years under Andy and George, I think the odds are stacked against Martin, but it's a hell of a fight while it lasts.
Definitely, and like I've seen online as well that a good few people are saying this is a better fight than Dubois Parker. Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%. Listen, I think that Joe and Martin are the two best heavyweights in the division outside Usyk. So, 100%. I think this is a more entertaining fight. I think the fact that it's on 48 hours notice as well, all the different variables that are playing into the drama, the whole thing, it makes it a lot more engaging for the fight fans. And to be honest with you, more people were talking about Dubois Parker than they were about Bertabayev and Bivol. That
Hmm.
was the kind of main attraction for me. And I think it was the main attraction for a lot of boxing fans. We know what we're going to get for Bivol and Bertabayev, a real boxing clinic masterclass. We
Mm.
didn't really know what we were going to get with Daniel and Joe, and now we definitely don't know what we're going to get with Martin and Joe. So I think it's a hell of a aye. It makes it very, very interesting, and I think more people will be interested in this fight than they will the main event.
Like I say, I'll put a couple more for me. Then you could almost, if you're in Joseph Parker's shoes, said, no, 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 listen, I was fighting for a world title here. I don't want to fight the boogeyman of the division because Martin was the boogeyman of the division. Not many people want to fight him. But the fact that he's almost going to give up his world title shot, that opportunity to become a two-time world champion to face the guy that nobody wants to face, um, is props to Joseph Parker and Mark Bakole as well because he was in the Congo. He's going to have to jump on a flight that they'll weigh in as soon as he lands, jump on them scales, whatever he weighs, and then fight Joseph Parker, who's on a good run of form after the Zhang and Wilder fights. So for you, like I said to you, you know both men very well. You've been in camps with both men. You're friends with both men. How much credit do you give them, Nick?
Oh, like I think obviously you need to give Martin his respect. The fact that he's willing to take a fight like that, no problem. Jump on a flight wherever he is in the world, fly to Saudi, put the gloves on and dust it up. So you've got to give Martin plenty of respect for the willingness to do it.
Mhm.
And also Joe, Joe's prepared for the last 10 weeks for Dubois. The sparring partners that he's had, everything's all been geared towards Dubois. And you know, listen, how Joe is, I know that he'll take it in his stride, but you can't deny like that must have been a bit of a shock to the system to find out that fight in Martin Bakole the way he found out. But he just
Mm.
seems to take everything in his stride. He's the ultimate professional. He knows he's prepared, and like I said, both men are willing to fight anyone, and they've proved that. So you have to give them respect. You have to give them respect. And what was on the line for Joe as well, the two-time world champion and everything like that. But I think coming out of this, like you say, both men deserve a lot of respect. It's going to be a hell of a fight. And listen, let's hope that both men come out of it fit, healthy, back to their families, good family men. Also, I like both of them. Do you know what I mean? This is nothing personal. It's just business. Both men like one another. There's plenty of respect there. It's going to be a hell of a fight.
That's the same as me, Nick. I know both men very, very well myself, and yeah, fair. Like I said to you, this is going to be the third time I've said it in this interview. Many fighters talk that talk, but not many of them walk that walk. And if you want to point to two fighters that walk the walk and are willing to put it all on the line, it's definitely Joseph Parker and Big Martin Bakole, 100%.
Definitely, definitely. And you know what? Fair play to them. They've put the fight fans first. They've put aside the disappointment. Joe's put aside the disappointment of not having that world title shot. And he's went, you know what? I've got another very live and dangerous opponent in front of me. I need to be switched on. I need to be ready for it. I know his mindset. I know what he'll be thinking. So it's very exciting times on the 22nd of Feb for us boxing fight fans.
Roll on tomorrow, Nick. Roll on tomorrow, I say. I cannot
Yeah,
wait. I'm going to spend a
no,
couple of hours in the
definitely.
gym, and that's going to be me. I'm going to put my feet up. I'm going to get my crisps and dip ready, and that is it. Phone's going off. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy because that card is incredible.
Yeah, listen, top to bottom. And I think Turkey came out and Eddie's came out. I think everybody's came out and said this is actually a more exciting fight now. And I
Yeah,
would have to agree with it. I think it's the best two guys in the division outside Usyk. Aye, it's got everything. If it's the kind of classic boxing story, you know, you get the phone call, he takes it. It's going to be the fight tonight. I've no doubt about it.
100%. Listen, Nick, as always, pleasure speaking to you, my friend. I hope the coaching and everything that you're doing down in Jersey is going well. And hopefully, I see you face to face very shortly, mate. But until then, thanks
Oh,
again for your time.
Andy, thank you for having me on. Everybody enjoy the fights, yourself included. And yeah, God bless. Speak to you all soon.
God bless you, brother. Speak to you soon. Cheers, Nick. Bye
Cheers,
bye.
Andy.